Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika and I think you're going to be a bit bewildered by people at the end of this video. Asda employs checkout staff that are small children. 15 years ago, my little girl was a 5-year-old rainbow. For you Americans, that's Daisy Scouts. The leader arranged a trip to see behind the scenes at Asda, our local supermarket, where they got to see all the different areas where things got made. I was along for the trip, as I was the local guide leader and one of the rainbow leaders couldn't make the trip. Everything is going well, with 3 adults herding 15 rainbows dressed in blue tabards around the shop, while they were all excited. The end of the trip was a go at the tills, long before self-service checkouts. So a few random items were put on the conveyor belt, and a herd of excited girls were allowed to turn it off and on, and then with a sign on the checkout saying closed, and the one we were using being at the end of the store, only used when it's Christmas. I was doing my part of the shopper, aka returning scanned bits to the conveyor belt so the next girl could scan them, while the leader lifted them one at a time to sit on the checkout so they could scan the items. There was no way that this looked at all normal. I then hear a huffing while I take a photo of my own daughter doing it. I turn to see a lady tapping her foot at me with her stuff on the conveyor belt at the other end. I say, "This till is closed," politely, then look pointedly at my daughter, giving the lady a confused look. "You're checking out," was her reply, and while I looked shocked and amazed at her, the rainbow leader's recovery was better than mine and spoke to her with a perfect customer service voice. The rainbows are learning about how tills work as part of their jigsaw badge. Currently, Asda did not employ 5-year-olds to man the tills. The woman storms off without her shopping, and I understand made a complaint to customer services the next day about how rude we've been. Strange that she gave a report to the rainbow leader without realising. I still have the photo somewhere if needed. Don't be friggin' rude. I work in a grocery store. My uniform is a dark green polo with our company logo, black slacks and black shoes. I wear steel-toe boots for safety reasons because I often work out the back. I work in a shopping centre and often go to the other stores after work or on my breaks, so I regularly get mistaken for working at other stores. I normally do my best to be polite and do the whole, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't actually work here, but I think the service desk is over that way." Or if I can actually help and they're nice about it, I will. You know, helping reach things on tall shelves, not that I'm very tall, or explaining technology to older people. Then, other times, I get sick of people's crap. I went to another store. Their uniform is similar, except it's a dark blue polo instead of green. I was walking around looking for my mum. I also generally walk with purpose, so to be fair, it probably did look like I was working. Anyway, this lady who was waiting to be checked out saw me, clicked her fingers at me and yelled, "This line is ridiculous, can we get another checkout open?" I honestly didn't realise she was talking to me because I don't work there and wasn't paying attention until she got right up in my face and went, "Ahem, I'm speaking to you." I went, "Oh, sorry, I don't actually work it." "Well, you look like you do." I had just finished a 10-hour shift and I just wanted to go home. I was well and truly done, so I said, "Well, I don't. Sorry." To which she mumbled the classic, "Wow, young people these days have no respect." Like, piss off, babes. I'm not lying when I say I don't work here. I'm not in some weird conspiracy to deny you service. I just don't work here. I can completely understand that people just see black pants and a polo shirt and assume you work here, but that doesn't give you the right to treat anyone like crap. I also find it extremely ironic that anyone who clicks their fingers at another human being would have the audacity to say that someone else isn't showing them respect. Wow. I'm sleeping. Get the blood yourself. Second time poster, long time lurker, on mobile. Backstory and information. Back when I was in med school, our last year we had to do a rotary internship through every department for a month. Each graduating class had about 280 to 300 folks. We were divided into groups of about 40 and given a letter for each group and the schedule for the year as to how each lettered group would rotate through each department. The daily schedule was up to us to make and submit on the first day in a department. Because they only needed 2 to 5 interns per day per unit, we occasionally would have the day off. A department was split into several units. For example, we had 3 medicine wards and each ward had 4 units. So for 12 units, they needed at least 3 per for a total of 36, and so about 4 people would have the day off. So it was the first day of medicine, Ward 6, Unit 5. I was lucky enough to get the day off. My next posting next month was in orthopedics, and they operate a major part of our trauma centre, or ER. It is known for having all of us every day, long hours and tough work. There was another student with the same name as me in orthopedics, but he decided not to show up. I'm at my place snoozing away when I get a call from a resident demanding why I'm not at my job, and that there's a bus accident and their triage area is full of emergencies that need every abled body. I tell him I'm sleeping because it's my day off, and the schedule was approved by the head of the department, so I'm not coming in to take samples or stitch someone up. He yells at me and says, "You're getting marked 10 days absent for your absence today and attitude in the trauma centre." I then tell him, "I don't work there, sir. I'm posted in medicine, Ward 6, Unit 5, and I'll have orthopedics next month." He then asked, "You're Henry Smith, right?" "No, I'm Henry Galloway." Then he just hung up. Quick edit. I later found out that the resident that had called me asked the interns working for him, "Do you know Henry? Where is he?" To which someone who knows me said, "Yeah, I know Henry," and gave the resident my number. Last names are important. Imagine not even checking the name of the person who you're about to yell at. A case of almost unfathomable entitlement. So I posted this story in a comment on an Ask Reddit post last week, and a couple commenters suggested I put it on this sub. So here it is. I used to live near a very affluent area, and many of the most convenient grocery stores were just inside said area. A friend of mine was staying with us for a few weeks and would occasionally stop by said stores on our way home from work. One day, while at the self-checkout, a woman came up to her telling her to bag her groceries. My friend politely told her she didn't work there. The lady then insisted that my friend did indeed work there and demanded she bag her groceries, citing the way she was dressed and the ID card at her hip. For reference, at the time she was working as an intern at a local engineering firm, so her outfit was professional, but not at all resembling the uniform of the store. Additionally, the card at her hip very clearly had the name and logo of the firm, which my friend even points out. Eventually, this lady's tantrum caught the attention of an actual employee, who then had to tell the woman several times that my friend was in fact not an employee of the store. At which point, instead of admitting her mistake, the woman bloody doubles down and says something along the lines of, "Well, she should have just bagged my groceries anyway." And that, Reddit, is the story of how one of my very best friends came the closest she's ever been to literally choking a bitch. Racist? Or confused? So, to give you some context, I'm a Polynesian guy, with the tattoos and everything, who has moved from New Zealand to Melbourne, Australia. I'm a big guy, and on one of my first nights out in the city, I had a black shirt, black jeans on, and was standing next to the door waiting for my girlfriend to come out of the restroom. It didn't take long for people to walk up to me and say stuff like, "If I leave, can I come back?" I looked at them confused and smiled. But after a few of these, a young girl walks up and asks, "Where's the bathrooms?" I looked around and said, "I'm not sure," and tried to look away. She waved her hands on my face and clicked her fingers. I looked back at her confused and tilted my head while I tried to ignore her and back away. Next thing, she yells at me, "Why don't you know?" I just shrugged and screwed my face up at her as she stomped her feet and turned away while flipping me the bird. It wasn't until we went to a few bars that I realised she thought I was a bouncer. A lot of Polynesian men are bouncers in New Zealand and Australia. Quick edit. I don't know how to change the title, but the things were ignorant, not racist. I'm still learning English, good people of Reddit. Thanks for the tips. I would completely agree that it's ignorant and rude to come up to someone and click your fingers in their face. It's the same as that rude woman before. But a big guy dressed in all black and standing next to the door? Yeah, that's a bouncer. Okay, so that's all for r/IDontWorkHereLady. I really hope you did enjoy it. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. My Twitter, Discord and Patreon links are in the description, and any support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!